Alright, hey everybody. So today we're going to show you the ProAdjuster adjustment. A lot of people that come to our office have been scared to come to chiropractic for a long time. Mostly because they've heard horror stories about the popping or the what's going to happen at a chiropractor, that we're weirdos and all that stuff. I'm not weird. We're not weird. Okay? Chiropractors are awesome. So we're going to do a demonstration today on the ProAdjuster and show you how we can adjust the spine without any twisting or popping. We're going to talk about the technology. We have Kaylee, our patient over here. Everybody say hi to Kaylee. Kaylee was in a car accident, a really bad car accident actually. And so she's been treating here for a while, so she has agreed to be on Facebook for us so that we can add a pretty face to the ugly face on Facebook Live. And we're going to go through the adjustment with her. Just a quick review of last week's Facebook Live. We talked about a lot of the physiological benefits of getting adjusted. So if you haven't gone to your chiropractor yet since last week, or you haven't come in to get a consultation, make sure you do so. So remember, the chiropractic adjustment will decrease your sympathetic nervous system, your stress nervous system. It will decrease your stress salivary amylase. So it literally, after an adjustment, your stress is gone. Okay, not gone completely, but you feel so much better, and physiologically you're much less stressed. Also, after getting adjusted, your brain metabolism is increased. Your brain functions better. You think better. You're clearer in all that you do. Also, we talked about how after an adjustment, your muscles relax. Muscle hypertonicity, or just tight muscles from the joints, they relax after the adjustment. So those are just some things we talked about last week. So if you look over here, a traditional chiropractic adjustment, a patient would come in and they would lay on this table. We have a fancy table here called a high-low table. So a patient would lay down, and so they can just step up on it, and we bring them down and we bring them up. This is really convenient for patients that are in a lot of pain, and so they don't have to get up and down. But a traditional chiropractic adjustment, we would lay a patient on the table. We would palpate. Palpation means we would feel their spine and the muscles of their spine and joints to see where we need to adjust. And then using a high velocity, low amplitude thrust through the joint, we move those joints to get the spine aligned and healthy. And that's typically where you'll get the pop. A lot of people want to know what the popping is. The popping is simply gas and pressure and fluid being released from the joint. It's like opening a soda can, that's all it is. So we do that here. We still do the traditional chiropractic adjustments, but why don't you come on over here and let's show you the ProAdjuster and show you how it works. So again, Kaylee was in a pretty serious car accident. She has been through a lot. She's doing super awesome. She's on her way to recover. She's back in the gym. She's doing all that. So what I'm going to have her do, obviously, so Kaylee was literally thrown through the windshield in her car accident. And so she obviously has a lot of spinal issues, a lot of muscle issues, and she's lucky that she's doing as good as she is, and we're happy about that. So a patient will come in to get adjusted on the ProAdjuster, and what we'll typically have them do is they'll go face down. And so we'll have Kaylee go face down. So the technology of the ProAdjuster is really cool, and I'm going to keep it pretty simple, but as you can see, we have an instrument that is attached to the computer here. And in this instrument there is a sensor called a piezoelectric crystal. And what it does is I can scan the vertebrae. Let me grab. So I can actually scan the vertebrae, each vertebrae of the spine. And it will tell me, using the scan, it sends a sine wave. Sine wave measures frequency and positioning. And it will tell us exactly which vertebrae need to be adjusted using this. And then using this same adjustment, we'll hit some buttons, and we will get right on the vertebrae, right in the joints. You see on your spine, these are called your facet joints. These are the joints that we want moving and healthy. We get right in those joint lines, and using vibration, we adjust the spine. Okay, so it's pretty neat, and we get through that adjustment, we're able to get the pressure off the nerves, keep the discs healthy, get normal curves in the spine, all that amazing things. So we're going to start in her neck. So what we do is we hit a couple buttons here, and you can come around here, Nicole, and you can just kind of show the screen. So there's a lot going on the screen, which you don't need to fully understand, but I will show you. So the first thing is we're going to scan the 7 bones of her neck. Okay, so I come right in here, and we're going to start in the first bone right up here by her skull, and we scan the 7 bones of the neck. And even the first bone of the upper back. Now if you look on the screen, there's a lot going on, but I'm going to keep it simple for everyone out there. Basically what you want to see is all of these green lines nice and straight and lining up with this yellow line, and you want to see this little turquoise line nice and straight. So you kind of look at this and say which of these do not look like the other. So you can see that her 2nd and 3rd vertebrae need to be adjusted, and even her 7th a little bit. So I pick those vertebrae, tells me exactly where she needs to be adjusted. I hit adjust, and it is preset for that 2nd cervical vertebrae, C2, the adjust frequency, the adjust power, all of it's preset. So she's ready to go. So I'm going to get right at her 2nd vertebrae in her spine, and you're going to hear a little vibration, a little tapping. Good. And then we're going to go to C3, and then C7. And the neat thing is I don't control the amount of taps. It's the sine wave that reads the vertebrae, and it will tap it until it is in the position that it wants it to be. So now we're going to go and do the 12 bones of her mid-back here. And Kaylee, what does that feel like? Very gentle, right?
Yeah, it's not rough at all.
Super gentle, super comfortable, and it's just as effective as the manual adjustment. And this is where, as a doctor of chiropractic, you really have to know your anatomy. You have to know where you're at in their body, where the joints are, what the joint angles are, so that you can use this technology properly to get the joints moving. So it tells me the bones of her upper back are misaligned. So we get right in that joint line. Good. We go to the next one. And then the 4th. Good. Now we're going to scan the 5 bones of her low back or lumbar spine, and also her sacrum, that big triangular bone, which is, sorry Nicole, which is this area of the spine right here. So that's what we're about to scan and adjust right now. Okay, so it's telling me her 2nd and 3rd lumbar vertebrae, okay, in her low back, and then her 4th and 5th segments of her sacrum down here need to be adjusted. Good. So she was just adjusted. It's as simple as that. Now each adjustment, as we've talked about in previous Facebook Live posts, moves the vertebrae about 1 millimeter at a time. And so each adjustment, we're just slowly getting the spine back in alignment and healthy, and of course we're fighting muscle memory. So another neat thing that we can do with the ProAdjuster, so obviously being thrown through a windshield doesn't do great things for the neck. So Kaylee has been struggling, even though she's doing much better, with a lot of neck discomfort and pain. And a lot of it has to do with the whiplash she sustained, and all the muscles, ligaments, and tendons that attach to the upper back and neck were severely sprained and strained. And so we're going to use the same technology now to actually loosen her muscles up and break down some of the scar tissue, the trigger points, and all those things. Okay, so Kaylee, what I'm going to have you do is look to your right. Okay, and we use the vibration here. And again, it will tap until that muscle is relaxed. So this tends to be sometimes a little bit tender because we're working on those muscles. But you watch Kaylee as we go along the muscles, you'll see her be able to turn her head even further. And Kaylee, what does it feel like? It's like it hurts so good, right?
It's tender, but when it's done, I always feel like I have a lot more mobility.
Good. Okay, turn and look this way. We're going to move all her beautiful hair out of the way. I don't have that problem, of course. Okay, so I want you to gradually try and turn further right as we go along. So again, we're addressing not only the joints of the spine, but we're addressing all the muscles that attach to the spine. You see her motion improve. Excellent. Okay, I want you to look left and right for me a few times. Just look how nice and fluid that motion is. And then one of the very important things that we do, especially in whiplash patients, is we're always looking to restore the proper curve in the neck. Okay? So we get right on the apex of the curve where it should be. It's usually about your 5th and 6th vertebrae in your neck. And we're going to have Kaylee look up to the ceiling, and we're going to give it 3 passes here to keep that beautiful curve in the neck. I said 3, I'm going to go 5, because Kaylee is special. Okay. So you can see how easy and how gentle that is, and how super specific it is. There's no guesswork. The technology is super amazing. The technology for this was actually developed by NASA. And a NASA scientist and a chiropractor with an engineering degree got together and they said, oh, we can do all these amazing things with this sine wave technology in space. Let's use it for the human body. And so that's what we do now. And so I encourage you all to come in, check out the ProAdjuster. It's awesome. It will do everything but brush your teeth. So if you've been hesitant about chiropractic, about the manual adjusting, come in, check it out, and see what we can do for you with the ProAdjuster. So feel free, or please share this, comment, come in, see us, let us help you with all your health and wellness needs, and we'll see you next week.